It is Friday, June 12th, 2026. This is another edition of Baseball Today, presented to you by T-Mobile. That is my man, Trevor Plouffe. I'm Chris Rose, producer Dan, along for the ride as well. Is that a kit that you're wearing?
It is a kit, and honestly, it's just like a little hot out today, so I went with something light, and then I realized World Cup is going on, so I feel like I'm on brand. Didn't mean to be on brand, though.
That's not our Team USA jersey, is it?
No, it's Inter Milan.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah.
What's going on? All right.
I went through like a summer where I wore a lot of kits because they're like a good summer shirt.
Yeah.
So I got a bunch of them.
Yeah. They play right down the road today if you want to go. It's 6 o'clock local time. No, I'll be watching on my TV because I got a lot of baseball to watch.
Yeah, a lot of baseball.
First thing we're talking about, it's not really a tip of the cap, but I came crawling across this as I was getting ready for the show today. On this date, 49 years ago today, one of the more interesting baseball games was played between the Brewers and we think the Royals. Yes, as you can see, this is back when Milwaukee was in the American League. They seem to be playing themselves because both teams are the Brewers. One is the home unis, one's the road. The road team's actually the Kansas City Royals, who after their previous day's game in Milwaukee had their jerseys ripped off. Somebody broke into the visiting clubhouse and stole a bunch of them. 53 of the 60 jerseys were gone, along with 20 mitts, 10 pair of cleats, and 15 warm-up jackets for the – what do you think that cost the Kansas City Royals to replace them, by the way, dollars-wise?
At that 49 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
$1,000.
Yeah, stop. It's not that. This isn't the 1700s. It was like 3,500 or so.
Oh, we're doing 20. It's probably 30 jerseys.
They said 53 jerseys.
Why 53?
That's what they stole.
Who's got what? 53 players?
Well, they've got. I'm sure they took coaches. I'm sure they took extra jerseys. Whatever.
The whole 40-man plus coaching staff, maybe. I don't know.
Who knows? Don't question me on these numbers.
I got a uniform story real quick because I know we're on a little bit of a time constraint. When you're in the minor leagues in the bushes, what they'll do is when you're flying somewhere, so the international league, you fly a few places, but a lot of times they'll send all your gear and laundry as well on a truck, like overnight. Like a truck will go drive before. So, and then you are either on a bus or you're on a plane ride. Well,
right.
One day we were going to Durham, I believe I think this is where we're at. And our truck broke down or something. So all of our laundry, all of our equipment's there. Our laundry and our stuff shows up like an hour before game time. We had to wear our dirty loops.
Oh, well, just your loops?
Which is your socks, your underwear, your everything. Everything.
Oh, that's nasty. I'm sorry. I thought it was just going to be
Think about that. All marinating in a laundry bag together for 12 to 24 hours. I don't even know. And put it on, man. Strap it up. That's the minor leagues, people.
That's gross. I'm sorry. I'm running to some sporting goods store just to get some no draws. Everything else I could probably deal with. I am not taking my undies out of some that's been sitting next to some other dude's. That's just nasty.
It's freaking disgusting, Coach.
Woo. That'll get us off to a good start on Friday. Let's get back to the show, if you don't mind, and start off with Shohei. As the Dodgers road trip continues against the up-and-coming teams, they are now finished with the Pittsburgh Pirates in the Steel City. Now, Shohei, of course, missed out on a win on the mound on Wednesday. He was going to make sure that somebody in Dodger Blue got the win on Thursday.
Payoff to right field. Valdez turns and watches it fly. Ohtani's second home run in as many games breaks the ice in this series finale.
Yeah, Dodgers go on and hold on in this one. Big news was that Ohtani left late in the game with inflammation in the back of his knee. Dave Roberts says he doesn't think it's serious. He thinks he might even be in the lineup on Friday. I don't know. Wouldn't you just give him a day off if he's got a little bit of an issue?
You would think so, but again, this is you go talk to him, see what's going on. I think Ohtani's pretty forthright in how his body's feeling, and he's pretty good with if I need a day, I'll take a day. But I think initially, you just give him the day. But
well, we probably have the most intriguing series of the weekend that's going to happen, and who would have thunk that at the beginning of the year? The Dodgers stop on the south side of Chicago against the AL Central leading Chicago White Sox, who were rained out last year in their last night in their series finale against the Atlanta Braves. How much of a, quote, show me series is this for Chicago?
I think it's almost very similar to that series in Pittsburgh where I feel like the Pirates wanted to see how do we match up against the best team in baseball, and I think it still is them. Sorry, Braves fans, back-to-back World Series champions, get that, okay? And they're one game behind you in the standings. Very, very similar. It's you're a good team. The White Sox have established, hey, we're a good team. We can win baseball games. But when you do match up against a team like the Dodgers, I think there is a sense of like, let's see how good we really, really are. I don't think it changes a ton of like the game planning or what you're going to do, but it does, like when you're out on the field and you're going up against a back-to-back World Series champ and all these names, like it feels a little bit different. It does feel like, okay, this is like the big leagues. So I think it is a litmus test for them of sorts. And I feel like they're ready to attack it. I don't think they're scared or anything like that of the Dodgers, but it is fun to like say, okay, can we match up and do we match up against this team right now?
I'm going to be watching this series really closely because I think
right.
What's that?
Wish Murakami was in it.
Oh yeah, God, that would have made it. That would have made it so much better. You're right. For people that aren't familiar with this, Trev and I have both gone down to Dodger Stadium an awful lot in recent years. The amount of Japanese media that obviously follows the Dodgers, not just for Ohtani, but for Yamamoto and Roki as well, it's huge. It's like almost like a playoff game every day with the amount of media that's down there. So then you add in Murakami to it, and it just would have been incredible to see this weekend. But even without him, the White Sox have played very, very good baseball. They just took a brief what ended up being a 2-game set against the Atlanta Braves, including topping Chris Sale in one of those games. So as they go this weekend against Roki, Yamamoto, and Sheehan, they're not going to be scared. I don't think the moment will be too big. I will be fascinated to see how this really young lineup is able to harness that energy that you need, but also can't have too much of it. And I think it's really a litmus test for the fans as well, a bit. From this standpoint of you can build it up and say, yeah, you know what? We could be the big bad boys of the Central. Like the rest of the teams aren't that good. But now you want to know, how do we measure up against the best team in baseball over the last several seasons? And if you do take 2 out of 3 here, guess who's going to be feeling the pressure to make a move? Chris Getz. The fan base is going to be like, hey, look, we just took 4 out of 5 against Atlanta and LA in back-to-back series. We know that this is a talented team. Let's not sit on our hands in a year where the American League stinks. Let's go do something. Let's help this squad. Now, I'm not saying that it should have an impact on Chris Getz. I'm just saying that I do think that the fan base will be in an uproar in a great way if they end up winning the series.
Gosh, who do they even go get?
They definitely go get some bullpen help.
Yeah.
In front of Taylor, who's been insane this year. I do think that they get a guy that can help them every 5 days. Maybe not top of the line, but as the season gets longer, man, those bullpen arms, they start to drag in early August. And it's not the same.
The lineup's pretty good. Or really?
Who would?
So the lineup's been really good. Like a catcher could help. Kyle Teal, is he the answer?
Oh, yeah, he'll be the answer.
Okay.
I'll tell you who they should trade for.
Aroldis Chapman.
Lucas Giolito.
Okay. Padres are back. Fernando Tatis is back. Stop.
Oh, God. All right. How excited are you, Southsiders, on this? By the way, if you're a White Sox fan and you've got a ticket tonight, are you rooting for Ohtani to be in the lineup? or take a day off and rest?
Oh, be in the lineup for sure.
Okay. Yeah. You want to see him.
Yeah.
God, wouldn't you be pissed if you bought tickets and he doesn't play at all this weekend?
Ohtani leads the National League in OPS, and I know he's not qualified, but basically is ERA. So pretty good.
He's finally over 1 on the year for the first time.
Yeah.
After he gave up those 3 runs the other day.
106?
Yeah. I don't know. He's slipping. A slacker. Today's episode, Baseball Today, it is sponsored by Best Western Hotels and Resorts. Now, summer baseball means road trips, driving out to catch a series in a city you've never been, flying somewhere just to watch your team play. That's a cool experience. And when you make those trips, where you stay can either add to the experience or just get in the way. Best Western gets it. With over 4,000 hotels worldwide, they build a network that puts you close to the action, locations near the stadium, easy parking, breakfast ready before a day game, a reliable home base in between the action. So all the energy goes toward the game itself, not those logistics. The win's never guaranteed, but a great stay is. This summer, Best Western is giving guests 1,000 bonus points, plus a chance to win 250,000 bonus points. Book more of what matters most. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at bestwestern.com. No additional purchase is necessary for sweeps. See the bonus points terms and conditions and sweeps rules for details as well. All right. I told you this news on Thursday's show, the 2-time Cy Young Award winner, Tarik Skubal. He's back. 5 weeks after elbow surgery, Skubal returns to the major leagues Saturday in Cleveland, Ohio. With Skubal heading to free agency this offseason, is a quick return a little risky in your opinion?
Oh, man. I think it was such an easy procedure that maybe no, because again, it wasn't like structural; it was just loose body. So I think it's okay. I'm not really worried about his health here at all. So I don't think it's that risky, Chris.
Here's what Skubal said earlier this week after his one and only rehab start in high A. He said, if anything, we're actually being conservative. 4 weeks after surgery was 4 or 5 days ago. Technically, if I wanted to, I could have been back then. I think we've taken this with the right approach. Sounds good. And my guess is that when your agent is Scott Boras, that guy's not going to sign off on anything that would jeopardize your health and particularly your financial future unless they were 100% certain he's good to go. So do you expect to see the same Skubal?
I do. I'm actually very excited to see him back.
I'm not.
I mean, yeah, for my team, I'm not excited to see that, but I'm excited to watch him pitch. He's one of the most fun guys to watch when he's on the mound in the big leagues.
All right, so I'm going to give you 3 takes here because the Tigers are currently 8 back in the Central, 5.5 in the wild card. What is the most likely scenario of these 3? A, Tarik Skubal gets traded. B, Tarik Skubal stays in Detroit and the Tigers make the playoffs. C, Tarik Skubal stays a Tiger, but they miss the playoffs.
Honestly, I've thought about this answer so much. I keep going back and forth here. I'm going to stay with this take I've had for a couple days now. I know they just beat up on my Twins, but I don't think that's says much or anything about the way their season's going. I'm going to say he gets traded and they miss the playoffs. And I hope for Tigers.
Whoa, hold on. You think he's going? You think he is getting traded? I just want to make sure.
Yeah, and they miss the playoffs. Yeah, I do. I know they're getting healthy. Like Mize is coming back, Scuba's back. Offense just again took care of my Twins, and things are going okay. I just think there's too many teams right now. Like if I'm counting the White Sox to win the AL Central, like I think I have to exclude the Tigers from the playoffs. So I think Cleveland is going to be a better team than them overall. They're just going to win more baseball games. It's just what they do. I'm going to give 2 teams out of the AL East, and the Yankees and Rays are going to make the playoffs, and then you're going to get 1 West champion, right? So then at least 1 spot for them, and I just don't know if I see them sneaking in there. I guess it would be between Texas, another AL East team like the Blue Jays, and I guess that'd be it.
That's part of the reason why.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I think he stays. I think they have gone too far down this road.
Stays in what?
I think he stays, and I think they make the playoffs.
Okay,
I am stubborn. God, I'm so stubborn. I just can't get off this. I thought that they were going to win the division, and I still think it's possible. I know 8 games sounds like a ton. It's not. 8 games is not that much. I bet you anything that it's 5 games for them by the All-Star break. And by then you're definitely not trading him. So I think Scott Harris has marched down this road too far to say that we're going to trade him. I don't think it's going to happen. Unless the Dodgers come to them with some ridiculous, which is possible, because there are a couple guys that they've got on the shelf that maybe they just want to build that superpower and go for that three-peat. It's possible.
That's kind of where I'm at with this too, because I think this ends up the way they've started gives Scott Harris an excuse to trade, and they could still, even though it's only a half a season, they can still get a heavy haul for this guy because he is the type of pitcher that puts you over the hump. So there are a ton of teams that will be coming and calling for him. They kind of have what the Dodgers particularly have what the Tigers would want in return. So I do think because the way they've started does give him an excuse to trade him, frees up $15 million on the books for them. And I know, look, you might not think they care about that, but they do. You get a return for him. You continue kind of where you're at instead of just the qualifying offer. I flip-flopped so many times on this that I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. But in my mind, I'm like, all right, they're trading him, not making the playoffs right now.
Okay. I'd love to hear what everybody thinks of the 3 options. Once again, the first one is that Skubal gets traded. Plouffe said not even make the playoffs. Skubal stays, and the Tigers make the playoffs. That's the thing I think happens. Or C, that Skubal stays and Detroit misses the postseason.
That'd be tough.
And give us a little
worst case scenario. I didn't give the Tigers fans worst case scenario is he stays and they miss the playoffs.
That is the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the worst case scenario. I would agree with you there. I think he's going to be, I don't know. Of course he's making a return against my team, which trots out just a horrific right-handed lineup these days. So, like, Stuart Fairchild might be out there. No disrespect, Stuart Fairchild, but I know him.
A little bit of disrespect.
A lot of disrespect, actually, right there. That's tough when he'll be in the lineup on Saturday, assuming that they don't make a move. I mean, okay. I can't deal with this right now. Sorry. I'll deal with this. It's time to preview tonight's games. That's right. Presented by Friday Night Baseball, Apple TV. I would say it's several teams that are kind of looking for answers at this point. We'll start with the Reds and the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Reds just finished a putrid road trip that ended out in San Diego with Fernando Tatis getting a wall scraper walk-off. They lost 5 of 6 games on that road trip. Arizona Diamondbacks, back-to-back shutouts and in Miami to start their road trip. That's horrible. So let's focus on those 2 teams. Do you think either one of them can be anything other than mediocre this year?
I think the Diamondbacks have a shot. We see them play like really, really good baseball and then go through spurts like, in this series, they were shut out. Yeah, final 19 innings gone. 2 for 30 with runners in scoring position in the series. They're 3-10 in their last 13 games. So I think they play like there's a chance that there isn't a chance. When they get hot, that offense rolls, like they can be a very good baseball team. When the offense goes cold and can't make up for some of their pitching woes, this happens. So it really is predicated on that offense staying hot. So I think the Diamondbacks, though, they have the players to do it. Just really hasn't been there all season long. 500 record as we sit here today.
Yeah, they did get as high as 7 games over 500 maybe. And
yeah.
But it doesn't feel like that's the sort of team. I think they're a 500-ish team, and I think the Reds are maybe a little bit below that even, to be honest with you. Here's what I do. Here's why I like Arizona a little bit more. I think their offense has hit just a major slump lately, but I do think it's a decent enough offense. I also think that their bullpen is going to get stronger. Now, A.J. Puck started his rehab. He's been shut down the last several days, almost a week, I believe now. So it sounds like maybe there's a little bit of a setback. That would scare me. Justin Martinez, hopefully by August. Those are guys that you know that can come back and help you. With the Reds, I seem to harp on this like every other week at least about their bullpen. And here this week, it's been a couple of times. But I've got the facts to prove it. The Reds led in all 6 games during this road trip. They lost 5 of them, okay? The team has now lost 16 games this season when holding a lead. 14 of those have come since the beginning of May. This has been horrible. Now, I know that they're going to get a little bit of help. Pagan is not that far away. Pierce Johnson, so there's a pair of veteran arms. I know that Pagan was not good to start the year, but hopefully he resorts back to what we saw in 2025, where he was fantastic. But at least veteran arms, maybe Terry Francona will feel a little bit better when he walks out to the mound and has to do this. We'll see. I guess that's the biggest reason. If your bullpen stinks, you can't be anything more than a 80-win team.
I agree. Bullpen is so important, but so hard to nail down, man.
Yeah. And by the way, Arizona, their offense has got to be good because they're starting pitching stanky right now, right? Erod, who goes tonight, great. Soroka's been fantastic. Excellent one-year deal. I bet you teams are going to be calling about him because the other 3 days right now, Merrill Kelly, who actually gave him a quality start yesterday, but still has an ERA over 5. So does Zach Gallen. So does Ryan Nelson. Those guys haven't been good enough. We're almost halfway through the year.
Overall, the offense, some of the numbers are not great for those Diamondbacks. Nope. 19th in runs, 24th in OPS. They don't really hit homers, 26. They don't really steal bases, 20th.
Let's focus on the other game on Apple tonight. NL East rivals go at it. Mets, bottom of the division. Phillies making a good run. They're currently second place in the division. They are 8 games back of the Atlanta Braves. Actually, my apologies. It's the Braves and the Mets, not the not the Phillies and the Mets. But my question was going to focus on the Braves and whether or not you fear that they might lose their lead at some point. It's still 8 games over Philly. That's why I had Philly on the brain.
Are they going to lose their lead to the Phillies?
Like, how confident are you that this thing is, like, sealed?
Philly has the squad to go on a run. I don't think Atlanta, they're like not a team that's going to have a bad stretch. I just don't see that happening. Their team is too good. In fact, I'm looking right now. I mean, 19-8 in April, 18-10 in May. They're 8-7 in one-run games. I don't know. Like they don't seem like a team that's going to go on a significant losing streak. So that would mean the Phillies would have to like go on an exceptional run the rest of the way. I think Atlanta ends up with this division. I do.
Well, let's put it to you this way. Since the Phillies changed managers, they have gone on an exceptional run. They are 28-12 under Donnie Baseball. You know what that is? That's a 700 winning percentage. They've made up 2.5 games in the standings since then. That's it. You play 700 baseball, you expect to make up more than 2.5 games. That is in part because the Braves do not have losing streaks. They have one losing streak all year longer than 2 games, and it's a whopping 3-gamer. That is it. They just don't. There's no 5-6 game losing streak on their ledger. That's not what happens with this team. And they're actually going to start getting healthier. Like Drake Baldwin isn't that far from a rehab assignment, so they'll get him back behind the plate. I know Acuna just went on the injured list for hamstring for the second time this year. As far as the pitchers that could help him, Waldrop is furthest along. He's actually in rehab assignments right now. Schwellenbach, Smith-Shawver, both throwing. Second half, they'll help out at some point, you would expect. And then who knows what Alex Anthopoulos has up his sleeve, at trade time. When they ended up winning the World Series, they totally revamped their outfield. They're not going to have to do that this time around, but he is certainly probably willing to make any sort of necessary changes to fortify this team, make sure that they're going to go toe-to-toe with the Dodgers there in the National League playoffs.
Yeah, Atlanta's 5-1 against the Phillies this year, but those both happened in April, kind of like almost back-to-back series. They don't play again, Chris,
till September.
Until September. September 4th through 7th, they have a 4-game set, and then there's Tampa sandwiched in between, another 3-game set against each other. That's really weird. Like both of their series were like basically back to back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess that's part of the point too, is that at no point can Philly feel great about the situation because they can never stare directly into the team they're chasing. That's, I don't know, kind of the point. But we'll see. Let us know. Do you think the NL East is over? Do you think either the Reds or Diamondbacks can be anything better than 500? Well, you can supply your evidence by checking out tonight's Friday night games on Apple TV. Diamondbacks at Reds, Braves at Mets, both games, 8 o'clock Eastern. And get a 1-month free trial of Apple TV to watch Friday Night Baseball every week. Visit apple.co/MLB offer to redeem in the U.S. and Canada, but you got to do it by July 5th. Okay, good. All right, got some other interesting stuff that's going on in the baseball world. Boston season, it has gone completely sideways. New York Yankees, in the meantime, playing very good baseball, but could they use some bullpen help? Does that mean Aroldis Chapman back to the boogie down for a third time? First, let's remember exactly how the lefty's second tenure ended 4 years ago. We had a poor on-field performance, coupled with a leg infection that cost him time at the end of the year after he got a tattoo. Add into that Chapman was a no-show for a mandatory pre-playoff workout. That meant the All-Star was left off of the playoff roster. Now, he believed he was actually given the team's blessing to go down to Miami and check out. No, Brian Cashman said that didn't happen. He accused Chapman of insubordination. Now, as far as a possible trade, Chapman was asked about, well, would you be willing to go back to the Bronx? He told ESPN's Enrique Rojas, quote, what happened to happen. If something like this, meaning a trade, were to happen, I believe someone from that organization should apologize first. When asked whether Brian Cashman was that someone, Chapman replied, yes. Is there any shot Part 3 Chapman Yankees happens?
That's like reading that quote there is tough. No, I don't think it happens, Chris. I mean, that would be actually really big and taking the high road of cash to bring him back after that was said right there. That would really be putting the Yankees first, because obviously this guy is one of the best relievers in all of baseball, has been for the better part of 15 years. But no, I don't think it ends up happening. I don't think the Red Sox would do that, number one, and I don't know if Chapman would pull Cashman would pull the trigger after how it ended and then that quote right there. So I do not think so. I do think he will be on the move, though. There's a mutual option for next year, which if I'm Chapman, I'm probably turning down and trying to secure something longer.
Oh,
so
I'm just trying to put myself in Cashman's shoes. That I know I could use another arm at the back end. Do you really want to go in with like Dotel as your? I mean, look, things could change. Also, when the Yankees get healthier in the starting rotation, there are going to be guys that'll get pushed to the back of the bullpen as well. So maybe that's the way he's thinking. But if you really want one of the most dominant arms in the game, a guy who has been on the mound in the World Series before, albeit not always great results, Aroldis Chapman is the guy you go get. But after I can't imagine Yankees fans would want him back. That was such an ugly ending. They were like, get the hell out of town, and we're showing right now Altuve taking him deep, in a playoff series against the Astros. Like, I don't think Yankee fans have wonderful recollections of Aroldis Chapman all the time. And he certainly didn't endear himself to the fan base nor the organization. So I would say 0% chance of happening.
Yeah, I want him to go somewhere fun. I want a team to go out and get him. I want the White Sox to go out and get him. I want the Pirates to bring him back. I want something like that. Teams that like are on the cusp of like, hey man, like we're having good seasons. What would really solidify us to get into the playoffs? I think Aroldis Chapman would.
You don't think it would be fun to see if the Chapman thing would work or blow up in the Yankees. That would be amazing.
I mean, sure, the drama's there, but as for baseball purposes, I'd rather him go somewhere else. I'd love to see the Brewers take a chance on him. Not that they really need any pitching help, but like that'd be fun.
Okay.
Yeah, Yankees bullpen's been better, Dan. We
it has been better. Yeah, it has been better. Yep. By the way, did I say Dotel?
You said Dotel. It's Duvall.
I know. I say that all the time, and I apologize. Rest in peace.
He's on the Pirates. Oh, I thought you were talking about Dotel and the Pirates.
No, I was not. I always.
You're talking Octavio?
Octavio Dotel, who passed away. Yeah. Thank you for catching that, Dan. That happens sometimes when I get very quick in my conversation. All right, Yankees fans, let us know. Do you want any piece of Aroldis Chapman? Any bit? And if not, where does he end up? Everybody can chime in on that one, if you don't mind. All right, we still got a little bit more show to go, but first, a word from my buddy.
This episode is brought to you by Fanatics Markets, where fans trade on sports. It's simple. You just pick a game and choose an outcome, like which team will win, which player will hit a home run, and more. It's time to get involved in the action. Then, buy contracts based on what you think will happen. Yes, if you think it will. No, if you don't. Buy as many as you want. Sell if the price moves in your favor, or you let them settle when the event ends. And Fanatics Markets just got even more rewarding with Fan Cash. Now you can earn up to 10% Fan Cash on your trades, win or lose. Use it across the Fanatics ecosystem for things like trade credit, authentic apparel, collectibles, tickets, and more. Fan Cash is Fanatics' currency of sport, connecting trading, merchandise, collectibles, and experiences all in one place. Trade, earn Fan Cash, and unlock more with Fanatics Markets. Event contracts carry risks of total loss and changing prices, not good for all investors. Not available in all states. Must be 21 plus. See important disclosures in Fanatics Markets app. Customers are introduced to Crypto.com by Paragon Global Markets, LLC. DBA Fanatics Markets IB, an introducing broker registered with the CFTC and a member of the NFA.
Trevor, thank you very much. By the way, one other Cashman quote I forgot to share during our discussion about Chapman. Quote, and this is from basically, he's not making our playoff roster. It was surprising at first that he missed the workout, a little shocking, but after the shock wore off, when you add everything up, it's not surprising. There's some questions about whether he's been all in or not for a little while. He's maintained verbally that he's in, but at times actions don't match those words. It's not happening. It is not happening. What is happening is an ALDS rematch tonight in Toronto. Yankees will visit the Six for the first time since losing that series last year in 4 games. Jays, they have struggled. They are 9 back in the East. One guy who's just been so-so this year is Vladimir Guerrero. 3 homers for Junior. Dude, we've been crushing Fernando Tatis. Vlad only has 1 more big fly. Has he gotten off easy?
Yeah, he has. I mean, we really haven't talked a ton of Blue Jays all season because they've kind of been middling or worse than middling, if you will. But yeah, we've seen this from Vladdy in years past too. Maybe not that to this extent, the power outage, but you remember before he had his big breakout season in 2024, right? We were talking about how he's hitting the ball on the ground too much. Like we need to get this guy to lift. This year, he's just been chasing more than usual. Barrel percentage is way down. Chase rate, the lowest or the worst it's been in, I think, every single year of his career. So I think that's been the biggest problem. And I don't know if that's, mechanically driven or if that's pressure and kind of where the team's been at, but it definitely needs to change. If they want to turn things around, they need Vlad to be a big stick in the middle of the lineup. Schneider's even tried to put him at leadoff to try to spark him, but they need him driving in runs, extra base hits in the middle of the lineup. And the swing path is kind of the same. The bat speed's the same. It's still there. It's just, to me, it looks like chasing a little bit more, not getting into those hitters counts, which you need to be if you want to do damage.
So before he got his extension, one of the things I said is, look, he's worth more to this franchise than I think any other team out there. Basically, if he had hit the open market, would he have gotten a $500 million contract? I don't believe so. And he's been a very, very good player, and he's likable, and we saw what he could do in October. I mean, he literally carried this franchise to its first World Series berth in more than 3 decades. Last season, he hit 8 homers in 18 playoff games. He had 29 hits in the 3 series. That's insane. And he was doing damage, and he was flying around the base paths, and he was the emotional spark plug of this team, and he was worth every penny during that. And then the minute they lost Bo Bichette, I was like, the construct of this team is going to be a little different, because guys who didn't have great MLB track records were going to be relied on to do some heavy lifting. And even guys who do have great track records, a la George Springer, he has been horrible this year. I mean, his OPS is down 300 plus points from a season ago. It's just, he's been terrible. Alejandro Kirk, who might return to the big league lineup tonight, has not been available. Ernie Clement, thankfully, has resorted back to playoff Ernie. He's been great. But other than that, there's just been too many question marks. And when you have that many question marks in your lineup, you damn well better make sure that your star, who's getting paid like a superstar, performs like a superstar. And he has not. Am I convinced that he can get back to it? Yeah. Is he going to have a 30-homer season? No. Can he get to 25? Maybe. But, I mean, if he doesn't get back to what he was in the playoffs, it's going to be a short experience for them if they even make it to October.
Yeah, there's a great article by Adam Steinmetz in Sports Illustrated about Vladdy and just kind of what's going on here. And he actually highlights some of the stuff I referenced about chase pitches. And we know, like, Vlad, he is contact oriented. So like I said, a lot of the things are the same in his swing. He's just chasing more. So when you're chasing and you're contact oriented, like if you chase, you want to swing and miss at those chases so you can try to get another pitch in the zone to hit. He's making contact on those pitches, and that becomes weak contact. And then what I like from this article, he really referenced, he's not doing damage in the heart of the plate. So last year in 2025, he had 19 homers in the heart of the plate. This year right now, just 1 in the heart of the plate. So he's not doing damage on those pitches. And again, because he's chasing more and making contact, like that's going to put your numbers down big time. So he's got to get his zone right.
I'm a big Vlad fan. I like him. I'm happy he got his extension. He's beloved in that city, and then more importantly in that country. He's got to be better. That paycheck don't change every 2 weeks. That thing comes in and it's still the same. So let's get those numbers up.
Yeah, she doesn't have to be better because it's going to stay the same forever.
He does have to be better for himself and for his team.
No, I know. Come on, Vladdy. I want the Blue Jays to be good.
Of course you do. It's fun. Like, that series will be rocking this weekend. They need to take 2 out of 3 just to feel good about themselves. I think we get Gossman and Schlittler in the middle game of that series.
David Popkins getting thrown out of games. Come on, Dave. Fix Vladdy. Let's go. Eye training.
All right. Enjoy your baseball weekend. Enjoy the World Cup if you're into that as well. And we are back at it again next week. For our one-of-a-kind producer, Dan Rourke, the uber-talented Trevor Plouffe, I am Chris Rose. We will see you Monday here on Baseball Today, presented to you by T-Mobile.